The Chinese abacus was developed about 5,000 years ago. It was made of wood and beads. It could be held and was handy and carried around easily. The abacus was so successful that its use spread from China to many other countries. The abacus does not work like a calculator. Parents may ask you what's the difference between an abacus and a calculator. In a calculator, you input numbers and it computes and the answer is given. Whereas in abacus, you move the beads to get the answer. It helps people keep track of numbers as they do the computing. Now let's move to the importance of abacus. Our brain is made up of two hemispheres called the left and the right brain. The movement of the right side of the body activates the left brain and vice versa. And since we generally use the right side of the body more often, for example writing, the left brain is more activated and stimulated. The functionality also differs for both sides of the brain. The left side generally deals with number, analyzes information concerning languages, and sound is generally used by 95% of the children. But the right side of the brain, which is focused on imagination, creativity, visualization, and integration of information, is rarely used and needs to be used and stimulated also. When fingers of both hands are used in abacus, both sides of the brain is stimulated. Generally, all school activities stimulates the left side of the brain, which provides the ability to analyze information concerning language, both written and spoken, calculations and logical thinking, for example, reading and writing, solving mathematical problems, anything which involves imagination, creativity like drawing, singing are not given that much of importance. And this is controlled by the right side of the brain, which controls the creativity and the artistic senses. If the child does not do well in maths, the parent is worried. Whereas if he is bad in drawing, no parent even bothers to ask about it. So in general, the school focuses more on the left brain activities rather than the right brain activities. Abacus learners are taught how to use the right side of the brain and utilize 100% of their brain. When you ask me how, I can explain so. When the child does mental calculation, visualizing the abacus, he is stimulating the right side of the brain. Simultaneously computing the given numbers, he activates the left side of the brain, thus integrating both sides of the brain and maximizing his potential. Now, even abacus also teaches you to use both your hands while moving the beads, thus activating both sides of the brain. This activity of using both hands activates both sides of the brain. Children, by using abacus, lose the fear of mathematics and learn basic mathematical operation rapidly. Abacus also improves the memory and the child hones his memorization skill. Children need memorization skill not only in mathematics but also in other various subjects like learning the dates in history, formulas in physics, or diagrams in biology. And abacus learners are able to visualize and are able to reproduce it quite accurately. When children compute single-digit addition or subtraction by visualizing the abacus, like adding 8 plus 4 or 9 minus 3, they concentrate for a few seconds. And as they move to double-digit computations, like adding 56 plus 86 or 95 minus 36, their concentration increases for few more minutes. And further, as we dictate like 3-digit sums, for example, 567 into 321, the child concentrates for a longer duration. Thus, in the long run, the concentration span increases. Abacus also helps in increasing the concentration span of a child. Apart from increasing the concentration span in a child, it also sharpens the listening skills of the children as they listen to the sums being dictated, leading to better understanding and comprehension, which leads to a better presentation. So the child understands the sum and then solves it. In time, speed and accuracy also increases with constant practice. If the child practices abacus every day faithfully, they will be able to solve 100 sums in 2 minutes at the end of a year. And at international level, some of them solve 100 sums in just 1 minute. So this requires constant practice, and it definitely increases the speed and accuracy.